اتخاذ النساء لم يفلح، يعني اشتغل بهن، وهذا غالب النساء لا الخواص.
نعم.
وعن سفيان الثوري رحمه الله تعالى: إذا تزوج فقد ركب البحر، فإن ولد له فقد كسر به. أحسن الله عليكم. فقد كسر به. وقال سفيان لرجل: تزوجت؟ فقال: لا. قال: ما تدري ما أنت فيه من العافية.
يعني سفيان الثوري, a man came to him and he said to him, are you married? He said, لا, I didn't marry. He said, you don't know the blessing you have. Allahumma barik you. But again, this is not everybody. This is, again, there are sisters, may Allah honor them. They come into your life, they will change it for the better. صح. Shaykh Salih al-Fawzan, when he was asked about marrying and seeking knowledge, he said, marry and seek knowledge. صح. So again, it's not a قاعدة مضطردة. It's not a what? قاعدة مضطردة.
وعن بشر الحافي رحمه الله تعالى: من لم يحتج إلى النساء فليتق الله ولا يألف أفخاذهن.
If a man doesn't need a woman, he doesn't desire a woman, he doesn't have it, then don't. They saw it as this shahwa is a necessity to get rid of it in a halal way. That's how they looked at it. Not ladha, not joy and enjoy myself and I want to do. La, they felt the salaf, the way they looked at women, is this is darura. I'm in a state of necessity. I have a wife, I fulfill myself with that situation. So if you don't need a woman, فَلْيَتَّقِ اللَّهَ, don't fear Allah in that affair, don't go towards her. Focus now. You don't have the problem. No.
قلت: وهذا كله موافق لمذهبنا، فإن مذهبنا أن من لم يحتج إلى النكاح استحب له تركه.
There you go, Nawawi's statement. وهذا كله موافق لمذهبنا. That's in line with the madhab of who? الإمام الشافعي, which is فإن مذهبنا أن من لم يحتج إلى النكاح استحب له تركه. It's recommended for him to leave off if he doesn't need a woman. نعم.
وكذا إن احتاج وعجز عن مؤنته. وفي الصحيحين عن أسامة بن زيد رضي الله عنهما عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: ما تركت بعدي فتنة هي أضر على الرجال من النساء.
نعم. Also another thing that the madhab believes, which is what? وكذا إن احتاج, he needs a woman, لكن عجز عن مؤنته, he can't take care of her. Financially he can't do it. The madhab believes it's best to leave it off and fast. نعم.
وفي الصحيح مسلم عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: الدنيا حلوة خضرة، وإن الله مستخلفكم فيها فينظر كيف تعملون.
فينظر صح؟
بالضم هنا. فينظر كيف تعملون. فيها فينظر كيف تعملون.
فينظر, ها? Any other copy? What does it say? فينظر. هي الدنيا حلوة خضرة وإن الله مستخلفكم فيها.
وإن الله مستخلفكم فيها فينظر كيف تعملون. فاتقوا الدنيا واتقوا النساء فإن أول فتنة بني إسرائيل كانت في النساء.
You know what's عجيب, subhanallah, a lot of hadith, what you realize is the woman is always mentioned shoulder to shoulder with the dunya, صح? Like normally a woman should be part of the dunya, صح? She's part of the dunya. But إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته إلى الله ورسوله فهجرته إلى الله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته لدنيا يصيبها. But she's already in the first part of the hadith, right? She's made equal to the dunya. Here we have this hadith: الدنيا حلوة خضرة وإن الله مستخلفكم فينظر كيف تعملون فاتقوا الدنيا واتقوا النساء. Women and the dunya are being made again kind of equal to each other. Why? Because the dunya really doesn't mean a lot to men only because of a what? For a woman. The brother does i'tikaf in the gym, and he lives in the gym because of a woman. صح? He's working for this. He's driving this car. If you ask him, do you love it? Nah. So فإن أول فتنة بني إسرائيل كانت في النساء. There's a kitab I read. It talks about the دولة المرابطين. دولة المرابطين was the دولة that took over المغرب العربي and Andalus and all of that. يعني Yusuf ibn Tashifin, صح? Yusuf ibn Tashifin was one of the qaids of Islam that many people don't know of. وكان عقيدته عقيدة سلفية. كان عقيدته ماذا؟ عقيدة السلفية he had. And it was Muammar at the age of 90. He went from Maghrib al-Arabi, and where did he go? He went to Spain at the age of 90 with his 7,000 men, and defended, mashallah, that land from the invasion of the French, Alfonso Assadis, when he wanted to come in and take over the land from the Muslims. One of the things I read from that is when you read what happened and what took place, one of the scholars who was there at the time was who? None other than Abu Abdullah al-Qurtubi. Sah? Qurtubi was there, he saw it, he saw the Muslims lose their land, he saw what took place to the Muslims. Wallahi, what touches you is that he does not mention what happened to Andalus except once in his tafsir. Imam al-Qurtubi. And you know what he says? And he says the reason this happened to us in one line is because of what our hands have put forward. So I tried to find out what was it that happened. A lot of, it was called marhalatu duwaylat. Duwaylat means, there was so much governments in just a small region that was once under one Islamic leadership. It broke. That's why mamlakatun fi ghayri mawdi'iha, the poet says, kalhirri yahki intifaqan sawlat al-asadi. Sah? You heard that line of poetry. Everybody had a mamlaka himself. And he attributes himself, al-imam al-a'zam, imam kada, everyone has these duwaylat. The thing that destroyed them and that made them lose it was what? It was women that was used against them. The European women were released on them. Dunya was given to them. So this is it. فَإِنَّ أَوَّلَ فِتْنَةِ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ كَانَتْ فِي النِّسَاءِ. Naam. So this is women, marriage, no problem. Lakin, don't get distracted with it. Naam. That's what the Shaykh is trying to say. If you're seeking knowledge, don't get distracted. Yeah? Marry as much as you want, but don't get distracted. That's the only problem. Stay away from being distracted with it. Naam.
وينبغي له أن يتواضع للعلم والمعلم فبتواضعه يناله وقد أمرنا بالتواضع مطلقا فهنا أولى وقد قالوا العلم حرب للمتعالي كالسيل حرب للمكان العالي. The Shaykh, he says, what is needed is a person to be humble when it comes to seeking knowledge. And for your teacher, if you have a teacher who's strong and he's strict at you, humility, humbleness, listen to your teacher, be quiet, don't argue. فَبِالتَّوَاضُعِ يَنَالُهُ. The Shaykh will give you a lot when he sees humility from you. وَقَدْ أُمِرْنَا بِالتَّوَاضُعِ مُطْلَقًا. And we were commanded to be humble in general. فَهُنَا أَوْلَى. And here is the most. Look what he then says. الْعِلْمُ حَرْبٌ لِلْفَتَى الْمُتَعَالِي فَكَالسَّيْلُ حَرْبٌ لِلْمَكَانِ الْعَالِي. Knowledge is in war with what? A person who's arrogant. Knowledge won't come to you. If you have arrogance in you, as Allah said in the Quran, سَأَصْرِفُ عَنْ آيَاتِيَ الَّذِينَ يَتَكَبَّرُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. صح? Allah will divert subhanahu wa ta'ala knowledge from who? The one who is arrogant. He will not be given it. Knowledge is in war with that. Like كَالسَّيْلِ. Sailka is the water that comes, right? The tide. What does it not? حَرْبٌ لِلْمَكَانِ الْعَالِي. Can a water stay on top of a high place, or does it come down? Yeah? It comes down. It won't stay there. Knowledge also cannot stay with the person whose head is high up. If you go down and you humble yourself, the water will stay with you, the knowledge will stay with you. That's the comparison he's trying to say, the poet here. وينقاد لمعلمه ويشاوره في أموره ويأتمر بأمره كما ينقاد المريض لطبيب حاذق ناصح وهذا أولى لتفاوت مرتبتها. قالوا ولا يأخذ.
The student should consult his teacher. Sheikh, I want to do this. I'm planning on doing this. What do you think, Sheikh? Shall I do it? لذلك, a lot of students of knowledge don't have that Sheikh above them where they go back to ask him questions. Sheikh, what's your advice on this? Shall I do this? Shall I not do this? Even when a person's in the scene of the da'wah, he doesn't have a alim in ulama al-Islam, a scholar, he goes back to, that's his reference point. Sheikh, I want to do this. What do you think? That's what's needed. وَيَنْقَادَ لِمُعَلِّمِهِ. The person should follow the guidance of his teacher. وَيُشَاوِرَهُ فِي أُمُورِهِ. Consult your teacher in your affairs. So there's a difference between the teacher. The teacher shouldn't say to the students, no one's allowed to do anything without my permission. He should not say that. and keep his students under him forever and not let them go anywhere. No. The teacher shouldn't be like that. Teacher should let his students go benefit from all of the people of knowledge that are upon the Aqeedah Ahl Sunnah. Go and benefit from them and take from them. Inshallah ta'ala, you'll see khair. Does that make sense? He won't just hold them for himself. Pay attention to this. وَيَنْقَادَ Like the student, on the other hand, he should not do that. He should go to his teacher and consult him. Say, Shaykh, what do you think I should do? I'm planning to do this. وَيَنْقَادَ لِمُعَلِّمِهِ He follows the guidance of his teacher. وَيُشَاوِرَهُ فِي أُمُورِهِ And he consults him in his affairs. وَيَأْتَمِرَ بِأَمْرِهِ And he also follows the commands that the teacher commands you. كَمَا يَنْقَادُ الْمَرِيضُ لِطَبِيبٍ حَاذِقٍ نَاصِحٍ The same way that the doctor, what should the doctor do? The doctor, if he prescribes something for a patient, what should the patient do? Yeah, follow the doctor. You won't say to the doctor, what did he say? Repeat it. Nah, don't like that. You don't say that to the doctor. You listen to what the doctor prescribes for you. Now.
أحسن الله إليكم. قالوا ولا يأخذ العلم إلا من كملت أهليته وظهرت ديانته وتحققت معرفته واشتهرت صيانته وسيادته فقد قال ابن سيرين ومالك وخلائق من السلف هذا العلم دين فانظروا عمن تأخذون دينكم.
The Shaykh rahimahullah, he says ولا يأخذ العلم, you should not take knowledge from إلا من كملت أهليته, someone who is fit for the job. He knows what he's teaching and he's also got the characteristics of a person of knowledge. وظهرت ديانته وليس في فتواه مفت متبع ما لم يضف للعلم والدين الورع. So he has diyana, he has ilm, and he has wara. What was the definition we gave about wara? Who remembers? In Tajreed al-Tawheed al-Mufid. Yeah. Tarku? Al-wara, we said it means tarku ma yadurru, is to leave off what will harm you, صح? Avoid what will harm you. Yani harm your akhirah. You leave it off. That's what the person you're with, he leaves off these things. Naam. May Allah forgive us for our mistakes and shortcomings. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Hayya.
ولا يكفي في أهليته التعليم أن يكون كثير العلم بل ينبغي مع كثرة علمه بذلك الفن كونه له معرفة في الجملة بغيره من الفنون الشرعية فإنها مرتبطة ويكون له دربة ودين وخلق جميل وذهن صحيح واطلاع تام.
The sheikh that you're with, he doesn't have to be Sibawayhi in Arabic grammar for you to say I'm going to study grammar with him. If he has a little bit, take the bit he has. Yeah. If you're studying with him Aqeedah, you can't say like, are you Ibn Taymiyyah in Aqeedah? No, I can't study with you. Ahliyatu doesn't mean that, but it means ولا يكفي في أهلية التعليم أن يكون كثير العلم بل ينبغي مع كثرة علمه بذلك الفن كونه له معرفة في الجملة بغيره. And he has overall knowledge. And as you all know, brothers, like the idea that a person just knows one or two sciences, that's not also something praiseworthy as well. As a talib al-ilm, you should have ilmam of many different sciences. Because when you're teaching, you're going to have to go to many different topics. You have to have known a bit of nahu, sarf, aqeedah, balagha, fiqh, usul al-fiqh, mustalah. Of course, at the end, you can specialize. صح? لكل فن, the poet, he said, وخذ من كل فن. Yeah. Yeah. فما حوى الغاية في ألف السنة شخص فخذ من كل فن أحسن بحفظ متن جامع للراجح تأخذه على مفيد الناصح. The person, he takes from every science a little bit. And at the end, you're going to start seeing that you have passion for one science. Allah has opened it for you. You love it. Then that one you just go for fully. Naam.
أحسن الله عليكم. قالوا ولا تأخذ العلم ممن كان أخذه له من بطون الكتب من غير قراءة على شيوخ أو شيخ حاذق فمن لم يأخذه إلا من الكتب يقع في التصحيف ويكثر منه الغلط والتحريف. وينبغي أن ينظر معلما.
The Shaykh rahimahullah, he says you shouldn't take up knowledge from a person who sought his entire knowledge from books. He learned, he's self-taught, and people are seeking knowledge from him. That's problematic. يعني يعني يظن الغمر أن الكتب تهدي أخا فهم لإدراك العلوم وما يدري الجهول بأن فيها غوامض قد حيرت عقل الفهيم إذا رمت العلوم بغير شيخ ضللت عن الصراط المستقيم وتلتبس العلوم عليك حتى تصير أضل من توم الحكيم. You can't seek knowledge purely from Google and now ChatGPT. Brothers are having a full-fledged conversation with ChatGPT, asking fatwas and answers. What do you think? What's the right answer? What book comes before which? And ChatGPT makes up ayats and hadiths and sah. And the student is listening to it and reading these stuff, and then he's teaching people. I remember one time in the Haram, there was a brother who studied somewhere, and he said, I'm going to teach you guys, inshallah ta'ala. We asked him, he said, Shaykh, can you teach us? He told us that he studied in a markaz. And we were proud. So we said, Akhi, teach us. May Allah reward you. Let's benefit from you. So he taught us the hadith, the book 14 of Imam al-Nawawi. We're in the Haram, so we're studying 14 Nawawi. And he finished the first hadith, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. We did it with him. Then we came to the second hadith. Second hadith is what? Yeah, hadithu Jibreel. Hadith Umar radiallahu anhu, na'am. That hadith, what does it mention? Abdullah ibn Umar, when Yahya ibn Ya'mar and Humayd ibn Abd al-Rahman al-Himyari, the two of them, they came to him, sah? And they mentioned that there are people that have come from our land in Iraq. Both of them are telling him, right? Or Humayd ibn Abd al-Rahman al-Himyari saying it to him. There's a group of people who've come out from Iraq. They don't believe in al-Qadr. And they believe this. Abdullah ibn Umar, what did he say? فَأَخْبِرْهُمْ أَنِّي بَرِيءٌ مِّنْهُمْ وَأَنَّهُمْ بُرَآءٌ مِّنِّي. The famous statement. Who was the one that created that statement, that innovated that statement into the religion? Who is it? In the narration, he mentions it. And who came up with this statement of the Qadr? Yeah? Ma'bad al-Juhani. So the brother is teaching us, and he said to us, Ma'bad al-Juhani is a place of worship. And al-Juhani is a tribe. And we knew that Ma'bad al-Juhani is not a place of worship. It's a man's name. Ma'bad, he thought, was a place of worship. And al-Juhani, he thought it was a what? It's a tribe. So we asked him later, where did you get this from? Do you see my point? Self-read. So even though he went to the markaz, he didn't go to any of the halaqah. And he didn't study with the sheikh. What was he studying? He used to read it himself. So the person will come up with strange things that don't make sense. Why? Because he took all of this. Now, so separate two things. If a person studied the basic knowledge with a teacher, he took all of the keys. For example, he studied Kitab al-Tawheed, he studied al-Wasatiyya, al-Hamawiyya, al-Tadmuriyya with a sheikh. Al-Tahawiyya, teacher taught him it. Now does he still need the other books? Risalat ibn Abi Zayd al-Qayrawani, Sharh al-Sunnah, Usul al-Sunnah. Does he now still need somebody to teach him? Yeah? Or can he now just read the shuruh that the scholars have already done? Nah, he doesn't need to. Once he's already been taught the main books in Aqeedah, and he's taken and mistakes will occur from him in large number. Sah? Like your teacher will look at you and say, don't say that. Why are you saying that? Sah? I remember I went back home to Somalia in 2006. Okay? And who was not born since 2006? Put your hand up. Don't put your hand up. He was born. He was born before us. Who was 2006? He wasn't born. Put your hand up if you weren't born at 2006. Put your hand up if you were born after 2000. May Allah give you guys a lengthy, righteous life. May Allah give it to you guys. So 2006, I went and I was reading on a Shaykh Kitab Ilal al-Tirmidhi. Imam al-Tirmidhi, the Sharh of Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali. Wallahi, other than not just a book, what I benefited the most from is so many other things. Number one, I remember I had there's two tahqiqat that the kitab has, Sharh Ilal al-Tirmidhi. One is Nuruddin al-Itr is one, And the other one is Hammam Abdurrahman Sa'id. So he said, one of those two bring. So look at it. It's not even, we haven't even started reading. I'm benefiting from what's the best tab'ah from the kitab. Just by being with the Shaykh. Okay. He said to me, either you bring Nuruddin Itr's one, I read Hammam Abdurrahim Sa'id's one, or the opposite. We won't use the same copy. So another thing I benefited from him, which is now when I read with somebody, I always ask them, you use this copy and I use this copy, if there's a difference so we can see it. That's another benefit. Third benefit I benefited from him was, when we're studying the book and we're going through it, we come across a name of a scholar. I might say it in a wrong way. I might not pronounce it right. I might not know who this person is. He will say to me, that's what it is. Now I ask him, how do you know Shaykh? And then he will give me either a principle, or he will tell me, go to the library, because we used to be in the library when we were doing this. And he will say to me, go to the shelf and get this book. And so again, the lesson stops. I'm now going to go to the bookshelf and I'm going to bring out the name of the Rawi and the narrator. This, my brothers and sisters, is the fa'idah that you get when you're with a teacher, a person. All of these things is what you benefit from them. Now, like when you're by yourself, you lose all of this. Yeah.
أحسن الله عليكم. وينبغي أن ينظر معلمه بعين الاحترام ويعتقد كمال أهليته ورجحانه على أكثر طبقته، فهو أقرب إلى انتفاعه به ورسوخ ما سمعه منه في ذهنه. وقد كان بعض المتقدمين إذا ذهب إلى معلمه تصدق بشيء وقال: اللهم استر عيب معلمي عني ولا تذهب بركة علمه عني.
Also, now the manners of a student is to respect your teacher. وينبغي أن ينظر معلمه بعين الاحترام. Look at your teacher with respect. ويعتقد كمال أهليته. And when you're looking at your teacher, you see he's fit for this. Just because today you went and you studied and you came back, maybe you might even know more than your teacher now. But at least respect him because he's the one who helped you. أعلمه الرماية كل يوم فلما اشتد ساعده رماني وكم علمته نظم القوافي فلما قال قافية هجاني. The poet here is saying, أعلمه الرماية. Every day I'm teaching archery. I'm like, grab your hand, do this, do this. I'm teaching him. أعلمه الرماية كل يوم فلما اشتد ساعده. When his forearm became strong and he learned how to do it properly, he said, he attacked me with it. And I was teaching him all along. وَكَمْ عَلَّمْتُ نَظْمَ الْقَوَافِ. I taught him how to construct sentences. And I taught him how to do poetry. The first poetry he wrote, who did it direct it at? Me. And that's the طبيعة الإنسان. طبيعة الإنسان is like that. He benefits from someone and he forgets كذلك كنتم من قبل فمن الله عليكم فتبينوا. Like once upon a time you were there. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favored you and made you know, right? إذا أفادك إنسان بفائدة من العلوم فأكثر شكره أبدا وقل فلان جزاه الله صالحة أفادنيها وألق الكبر والحسد. Anybody who benefits you something, what should you say? جزاك الله خيرا. He benefited me this when I didn't know it. That's what the Shaykh here means. وينبغي أن ينظر معلمه. The person should look at his teacher بعين الاحترام with respect. Not that the teacher is not infallible. He can do mistakes. He will do mistakes. And it's part of the respect for the teacher not to follow him in the mistakes. And say, may Allah reward him for it. But that's wrong. You don't follow him in his mistakes. You shouldn't even justify his mistake if he does a mistake. But you respect him. What do? You respect him for somebody who taught you and you benefited from. فَوَأَقْرَبُ إِلَى انْتِفَاعِ. You're going to benefit from him a lot. وَرُسُوقِهِ مَا سَمِعَهُ مِنْهُ فِي ذِهْنِ. Look at this, what he says. وَقَدْ كَانَ بَعْضُ الْمُتَقَدِّمِينَ إِذَا ذَهَبَ إِلَى مُعَلِّمِهِ. If he would go to his teacher, before he would get to him, تَصَدَّقَ بِشَيْءٍ. He would give sadaqah and he would say, اللهم استر عيب معلمي عني ولا تذهب بركة علمه مني. Yani, oh Allah, conceal from me the shortcoming of my teacher. I don't want to see his mistakes and his shortcoming. And allow me to benefit from the barakah of his knowledge. Because when you're with the teacher, you're going to see some mistakes. They're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Why is he doing that? Why did he say that? Why did he act in that way? You'll see all of that. So they would say, Ya Rabbi, don't show me this. Because then I would not benefit from him. I'll stop learning and benefiting from him. Naam.
أحسن الله عليكم. وقال الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى: كنت أصفح الورقة بين يدي مالك رحمه الله تعالى صفحا رفيقا هيبة له لئلا يسمع وقعها.
الإمام الشافعي said, Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, كنت أصفح, I would basically turn over the pages بين يدي مالك, in front of Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala, I would do it صفحا رقيقا, I would do it very يعني رفيقا and gently, slowly, لئلا يسمع وقعها, so he doesn't hear the noise. Like, I don't want him to hear it. Imam Malik, one of the things that was said about him is that Allah gave him that hayba. Hayba means he was respected like that, rahimahullah ta'ala. He was an individual that the people, when they came and sat with him and saw him, there was a level of hayba. And some of the scholars, they mentioned that hayba, it went from Malik and he entered his muwatta. So even his muwatta is a kitab that has hayba. At the time Malik, many scholars authored a muwatta, all of them were gone. We don't have any of them. Which one do we have left? Only Malik, rahimahullah ta'ala.
وقال الربيع: والله ما اجترأت أن أشرب الماء والشافعي ينظر إلي هيبة له.
الربيع ibn Sulaiman al-Muradi said, I didn't have the courage and the audacity to drink water and Shafi'i is looking at me. I couldn't do that. هيبة له. And mashallah, we bring burger with fries, we put a little salt on top of it in the dars. He will look at you. Yeah. And he might even put up his finger, wallahi. Say, Sheikh, I have a question, Sheikh. No. But I did say this before. Those people who do it in the Western countries, don't kick them out of the dars. And don't read these quotes on them because they haven't got no one teaching them. Sah? No, we told you this before. If you know that when you push him away, he's going to run away and he's never going to seek knowledge, slowly teach him. Like if you have a student that's been studying with you for a while and he does that, you can turn him off. صح؟ نعم.
وقال حمدان ابن الأصفهاني رحمه الله تعالى: كنت عند شريك رحمه الله فآتاه بعض أولاد المهدي استند إلى الحائط وسأله عن حديث فلم يلتفت إليه وأقبل علينا ثم فعاد لمثل ذلك فقال: أتستخف بأولاد الخلفاء؟ فقال شريك: لا، ولكن العلم أجل عند الله تعالى من أن أضعه فجثى على ركبته. فقال شريك: هكذا يطلب العلم.
Hamdan al-Asbahani mentions, Ibn al-Asbahani, he said, كنت عند شريك, I was with Sharik one day, قاضي Sharik, رحمه الله, فأتاه بعض أولاد المهدي. Mahdi was one of the leaders of the Muslims. They came to Sharik, to him. استند إلى الحائط وسأله عن حديث. What the student did was, the boy, the king, the ruler's boy, he leaned on the wall in a comfortable way and he just asked Sharik a question. So what did Sharik? فلم يلتفت إليه. He didn't even look at him. He refused. Sharik refused to even look at them. وأقبل علينا, and he started looking at us. These are the children of the rulers. ثم عاد, he came back again and he did the same thing. فعاد لمثل ذلك. Sharik again ignored him and just carried on talking to the people. فقال, they said to him, أتستخف بأولاد الخلفاء? Are you putting down the children of the ruler? فقال شريك, he said, لا, no, ولكن العلم أجل عند الله تعالى من أن أضعه. Allah's knowledge, this knowledge is so sacred and so honored for me to place it down on the ground like that. فجثى على ركبتيه فقال شريك هكذا يطلب العلم. And then what did the child do? He went on his knees and he crossed it and sat properly, and then he said, now this is how you seek knowledge. Even Abu Dawood rahimahullah ta'ala, the ruler, he requested him to teach his children privately. He said, no private class. Do they want to benefit? Let them come to the Durus Amma, where everybody else is. Sah? And that caused fitna for him, because this is the ruler telling you to do this. Sah? Naam.
وعن علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله تعالى عنه قال من حق العالم عليك أن تسلم على القوم عامة وتخصه بالتحية وأن تجلس أمامه ولا تشيرن عنده بيدك ولا تغمزن بعينيك غيره ولا تقولن قال فلان خلاف قوله ولا تغتابن عنده أحدا ولا تسار في مجلسه ولا تأخذ بثوبه ولا تلح عليه إذا كسل ولا تشبع من طول صحبته فإنما هو كالنخلة تنتظر متى يسقط عليك منها شيء.
نعم. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, min haqqi al-alimi alayka, from the rights of a scholar upon you is, and tusallima ala al-qawmi. You give salams to everybody else, but when you come to him, wa takhussahu bit-tahiyyah. But him, specific. Everybody say, assalamu alaikum brothers. But him, you say, assalamu alaikum. Specifically. Wa an tajlis amamahu, the scholar, you sit right in front of him. Wa la tushiranna indahu biyadika. Do not point your finger at him, abadan, like that. وَلَا تَغْمَزَنَّ بِعَيْنِكَ غَيْرَهُ. Don't look at anyone except him. Don't look around. Just focus on him. وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ. When you're talking to him now, don't say to him, قَالَ فُلَانٌ خِلَافَ قَوْلِكَ. You know, Shaykh, yeah. You know the issue that you spoke about yesterday, Shaykh, yeah. There's another scholar who goes against you and he said the different to what you said. Don't tell him that. Don't mention to him a qawl that goes against his qawl. وَلَا تَغْتَابَنَّ عِنْدَهُ أَحَدًا. Don't backbite anyone in his presence. وَلَا تُسَارَّ فِي مَجْلِسِهِ. Don't secret conversation in his gathering. وَلَا تَأْخُذْ بِثَوْبِهِ. Don't grab his cloth. The person will grab the sheikh while he's walking away. Sheikh, he'll grab his thawb. Don't do that. وَلَا تُلِحَّ عَلَيْهِ إِذَا كَسَلْ. If the teacher or the sheikh is tired and he's fatigued, do not go and keep bugging him. I have another question. I can see he's doing this. Sheikh is knocking out. The brother's like, Sheikh. And Sheikh wakes up. I have another question. Sheikh is like, hey, ask. Sheikh's like, Sheikh, I have another question. So he keeps going on. No, don't do that. وَلَا تَشْبَعْ مِنْ طُولِ صُحْبَتِهِ. And sometimes novelty runs out, yeah? Some people, they say with the Sheikh for a while, they get bored of him. After a while, he's like, yeah, Sheikh, Jazakallah khairan. Where are you? Like, Sheikh, you know, busy life. He's bored. He just got bored of the Sheikh. No, don't. No.
أحسن الله إليكم. ومن آداب المتعلم أن يتحرى رضا المعلم وإن خالف رأي نفسه ولا يغتاب عنده ولا يفشي له سرا وأن
The Sheikh that you're studying with and you're learning, أن يتحرى رضا المعلم. Strive to make your teacher happy. وإن خالف رأي نفسه, even if it goes against your opinion, just please him. Of course, these are issues which are ijtihadi. Do you understand? I remember I was in the haram one time and a few issues came up on the salah with my teacher. This is the last 10 days of the Ramadan and we're in the haram. And which salah came in the haram, do we always have to pray? Janazah, right? And in the janazah, I was of the opinion that you don't have to raise your hands for every takbirah. So I just keep my hand on my chest. So that finished. My Shaykh looked at me and said, Muhammad, what are you doing? Shaykh, I don't raise my hand. And I la ulzimun nas. I don't say people do it. Raise your hands. Okay, tafadhal. From that day onwards, every time I pray next to him, I'm raising my hands. The other issue is moving the finger of the tashahhud. Sah? So the hadith is fihi ma fi. Going down on the knees and not the hands. He said, go down on your knees. That's aqwa. Some of you guys are nodding thinking, yeah, that's all my view. Yeah. The point is, he changed my whole salah. In those, and then another brother is a Shafi'i bima'na al-kalima. Shafi'iyya don't believe one place in the Quran, they don't believe it's called sujudu tilawa. Who knows which surah is? Surah As-Sad, Shafi'iyya don't believe it. So if the Imam in the Taraweeh goes down and he does sujudu tilawa, Shafi'i would be doing what? Yeah, the Shafi'i is standing. Do you understand? Do you agree? So this one wasn't me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna. But that brother, he's Shafi'i, so he doesn't do it. Right? So he gets told, "What are you doing? Why didn't he?" But before it happened, he kept telling me, "Abdul Rahman, I saw what was done to you. I saw what was done to you. The Sheikh went for you. He changed your whole salah, and now sujood tilawa is gonna come for me. Salat, the Taraweeh, we get into it. What do you think I should do?" I said, "Akhi, look what happened to me. Do what the Shaykh." So Rida al-Muallim, just you please your teacher. These are masail ijtihadiyya. I heard and I read it in the khilaf that used to that happened between Sheikh Hamoud ibn Abdullah Tuwaijiri and Sheikh Al-Albani. Sheikh Al-Albani, as you all know, he believed that putting your hands on your chest after the ruku' even went as far as to say هذه بدعة بازية. بدعة بازية was what? بدعة ibn Baz. Sheikh Al-Albani said that. Yeah? Bit hard, right? So I read in the kitab, don't quote me, but you guys can double check for me, كتاب معالم في طريق طلب العلم, Sheikh Abdulaziz Sadhan. In that book, it's called معالم في طريق طلب العلم. I think I read it there. Don't quote me. If you guys can look at it and then show me later. He mentioned Sheikh Albani, when he would go to Sheikh Ibn Baz and he would pray behind him, he would literally put his hand on his chest after the ruku'. Yeah? When he gets from the ruku', he would put his hand on his chest. Do you understand my point? So these issues which are ijtihadi, purely they are, inshallah ta'ala, your teacher and the person of knowledge, you do it for them. وَإِنْ خَالَفَ رَأْيَ نَفْسِهِ, even if it goes against your opinion. نعم.
أحسن الله عليكم. وأن يرد غيبته إذا سمعها فإن عجز فارق ذلك المجلس وألا يدخل عليه بغير إذن وإذا دخل جماعة.
Also وألا يفشي له سرا. The teacher told you a secret. Your sheikh told you a secret. Don't tell your sheikh's secret to anybody. Keep it between you and him. People for. Yeah? Secret. Stays between you two. ولا يفشي له سرا وأن يرد غيبته إذا سمعها. Also, if he's backbited behind his back by someone else, you say, fear Allah, what are you doing? فإن عجز فارق ذلك المجلس. If you're not able to defend him in that particular situation, what do? You get up and you leave, because he taught you. وألا يدخل عليه بغير إذن. Don't enter upon the sheikh without his permission. وإذا دخل جماعة قدموا أفضلهم وأسنهم. نعم.
وأن يدخل كامل الهيبة فارغ القلب من الشواغل متطهرا متنطفا بسواك وقص شارب وظفر وإزالة كريه رائحة ويسلم على الحاضرين كلهم بصوت يسمعهم إسماعا محققا.
The Shaykh, he says, وأن يدخل كامل الهيبة. You enter onto him very presentable. Don't come to your teacher and you smell and you haven't showered and you haven't cleaned yourself. No, enter him nice. فارغ القلب. Your heart is فارغ, empty from all distractions. You're focused. You have your miswak, you used it. Your nails are cut. You give salams to everybody in a sound that everyone can hear you. Then you go to the sheikh specifically and you say, Assalamu alaikum sheikh. Hiya?
كذلك يسلم إذا انصرف ففي الحديث الأمر بذلك والالتفات إلى من أنكره وقد أوضحت هذه المسألة في كتاب الأذكار. ولا يتخطى رقاب الناس ويجلس حيث انتهى به المجلس إلا أن يصرح له الشيخ أو الحاضرون بالتقدم والتخطي أو يعلم من حالهم إيثار ذلك.
If he comes, he doesn't push the people's necks, just sit there, and he came late. Don't do that. Unless the sheikh sees you and says, come on, you come forward. Or you know that the people that are there would prefer that you went to the front. نعم.
ولا يقيم أحدا من مجلسه فإن آثره غيره بمجلسه لم يأخذه إلا أن يكون في ذلك مصلحة للحاضرين بأن يقرب من الشيخ ويذاكره مذاكرة ينتفع الحاضرون بها ولا يجلس وسط الحلقة إلا لضرورة ولا بين صاحبين إلا برضاهما وإذا فسح له قعد وضم نفسه ويحرص على القرب من الشيخ ليفهم كلامه فهما كاملا بلا مشقة، وهذا بشرط ألا يرتفع في المجلس على أفضل منه، ويتأدب مع رفقته وحاضر المجلس، فإن تأدبه معهم تأدب مع الشيخ واحترام له لمجلسه، ويقعد قعدة المتعلمين لا قعدة المعلمين، ولا يرفع صوته رفعا بليغا من غير حاجة، ولا يضحك ولا يكثر الكلام بلا حاجة، ولا يعبث بيده ولا غيرها.
You also have to have good manners with your colleagues, the people that you're studying with, good manners with them. Why? Because that is good manners for the sheikh. Like imagine you're somewhere and your students are shouting at each other. That makes the sheikh feel what? Like, are these the people I'm nurturing? Are these the people I'm teaching? Sah? So, good manners between the students is good respect for the teacher. وَاحْتِرَامُ لِمَجْلِسِهِ. You have to respect the teacher's place, majlis. وَيَقْعُدَ قِعْدَةَ الْمُتَعَلِّمِينَ. The way you sit is like a student. Don't sit like a teacher yourself. Okay? Don't laugh in his gatherings too much. وَلَا يُكْثِرُ الْكَلَامَ بِلَا حَاجَةٍ. Don't talk too much where there is no need. وَلَا يَعْبَثُ بِيَدِهِ وَلَا غَيْرِهَا. Don't play with your fingers and twirling your fingers and doing all of this. Don't do that. وَلَا يَلْتَفِتُ بِلَا حَاجَةٍ. Don't look around other places if there's no need. Focus on the teacher. Was it Hisham ibn Bashir, right? Or Hushaym ibn Bashir? Or was it Hisham ibn Ammar? I don't know. I think it was Hushaym ibn Bashir, sah? When he came to Imam Malik and everybody ran because there was an elephant that came to the city. Nobody's ever seen an elephant, right? So they all wanted to go see it. So Malik said, hey, why you not go? He said, that's not why I came here. Yeah? I came for you, Imam Malik. And I came to learn from you and benefit from who? From you. So the student doesn't look away from his teacher. He focuses on his teacher. ولا يلتفت بلا حاجة بل يقبل على الشيخ مصغيا إليه. You face the teacher. مصغيا means you're bringing your ear close to him. You want to hear everything he has to say so you can benefit from him. ولا يسبقه إلى شرح مسألة. Don't go before the teacher in explaining a issue. Do that. Wait for him to answer and see what he's going to say. إلا أن يعلم من حال الشيخ إيثار ذلك ليستدل به على فضل المتعلم. فضل. Do that. Let the teacher answer these things and let him give a response to this. نعم.
أحسن الله عليكم. ولا يقرأ عليه عند شغل قلب الشيخ وملله وغمه ونعاسه. His mind is not going to be. His mind is not there. وملله, the sheikh is called dozing off. ونحو ذلك مما يشق عليه أو يمنعه استيفاء شرحه. What's going to happen? If you try to talk to him at that time, he will not give you a good explanation. He's going to miss out more important points and you're going to lose out. صح? ولا يسأله عن شيء في غير موضعه. Sometimes it happens. The sheikh is teaching you this and you're asking him about questions, things that are going to come. Ask him what he is currently teaching you. This is going to come. What do they say, Shafi'iyah? Minhaj l-Muharmara, صح? When you're studying Minhaj, you don't ask questions to come. Because Minhaj is always going to be what? It's coming, brother. It's coming. Don't get ahead of it yourself. It's in the chapters to come, brother. Relax. So don't ask a question about something that's to come. Focus on what's being said now. نعم. أحسن الله عليكم. ويغتنم سؤاله عند طيب نفسه وفراغه ويتلطف في سؤاله ويحسن خطابه ولا يستحي من السؤال عما أشكل عليه بل يستوضحه أكمل استيضاح. فمن رق وجهه رق علمه ومن رق وجهه عند السؤال ظهرت نقصه عند اجتماع الرجال.
So these the issue of how to ask questions and things like that, inshallah, try to read what? آداب المفتي والمستفتي. نعم.
وإذ قال له الشيخ أفهمت فلا يقول نعم حتى يتضح له المقصود إيضاحا جليا لئلا يكذب ويفوته الفهم ولا يستحي من قوله لم أفهم لأن استثباته يحصل له مصالح عاجلة وآجلة فمن العاجلة حفظه المسألة وسلامته من كذب ونفاق بإظهاره فهم ما لم يكن فهمه منها.
When the Sheikh says to you أفهمت, avoid saying yes. Ask him what he means by did you understand, what point? Because what will happen is he's going to explain more. Sah? You're going to take gems from him. And don't say I understood because you're shy. Yeah, but you're shy. We took it before. Al-mustahi wal-mutakabbir la yata'allamani. The shy and the arrogant one will never learn. So when you haven't, don't say I've learned. Teach yourself to say lam afham, I never understood. Sah? And he'll teach you, he will explain it to you.
أحسن الله عليكم. ومنها اعتقاد الشيخ اعتناءه ورغبته وكمال عقله وورعه وملكه لنفسه وعدم نفاقه. ومن الآجلة ثبوت الصواب في قلبه دائما واعتياده هذه الطريقة المرضية والأخلاق الرضية. وعن الخليل بن أحمد رحمه الله منزلة الجهل بين الحياء والأنفة.
Knowledge, that's where it lies. Or ignorance lies, sorry. Ignorance is بين الحياء, a person who's shy, والأنفة. أنفة means what? Yeah? Huh? It's a form of arrogance. Santag. صح? Somebody who's like full of himself. Knowledge is in between, ignorance is right in between them two.
وينبغي إذا سمع الشيخ يقول مسألة أو يحكي حكاية وهو يحفظها أن يصغي لها إصغاء من لم يحفظها، إلا إذا علم من حال الشيخ إثاره علمه بأن المتعلم حافظها. وينبغي أن يكون حريصا على التعلم مواظبا عليه في جميع أوقاته ليلا ونهارا حضرا وسفرا، ولا يذهب من أوقاته شيئا في غير العلم إلا بقدر الضرورة، لأكل ونوم قدرا لا بد منه ونحوهما، كاستراحة يسيرة لإزالة الملل وشبه ذلك من الضروريات. وليس بعاقل من أمكنه درجة ورثة الأنبياء ثم فوتها. وقد قال الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى في رسالته: حق على طلبة العلم بلوغ غاية جهدهم في الاستكثار من علمه، والصبر على كل عارض دون طلبه، وإخلاص النية لله تعالى في إدراك علمه نصا واستنباطا، والرغبة إلى الله تعالى في العون عليه. وفي الصحيح عن يحيى بن أبي كثير قال: لا يستطاع العلم براحة الجسم، ذكره في أوائل مواقيت الصلاة. قال الخطيب البغدادي: أجود أوقات الحفظ الأسحار، ثم نصف النهار، ثم الغداة، وحفظ الليل أنفع من حفظ النهار، ووقت الجوع أنفع من وقت الشبع. قال: وأجود أماكن الحفظ الغرف، وكل موضع بعد عن الملهيات. قال: وليس بمحمود الحفظ بحضرة النبات والخضرة والأنهار وقوارع الطرق، لأنها تمنع غالبا خلو القلب.
The Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentioned that the person should be one when it comes to seeking knowledge. مواظبا عليه في جميع أوقاته. Brothers, knowledge is something you can't get tired of. مواظبة. All day, we can go, let's keep going. ليلا ونهارا, day and night you're doing it. حضرا وسفر, when you're traveling and when you're resident, you're with that person, get a book out, let's read, let's go through it. ولا يذهب من أوقاته شيئا في غير العلم. That your time should not go out except with knowledge. إلا بقدر الضرورة, only those in times of necessity. لأكل, to eat. ونوم, to sleep. قدر لا بد منه. Even those ones are the most painful times for you. Ibn Aqil, Abu Wafa Ibn Aqil, the Sahib Kitab Fusul that we took before. The time that he hated the most was when? The time he hated the most was when he was eating. كان أشد أوقاته إليه. And that is the time we look forward to. Yeah, brothers, we look forward, akhi, where we're going to eat today. Allahumma barik. We love it. We enjoy it. Sah? We love these mushakal, milkshake places and this and that. We love those things. لأكل ونوم قدر لا بد منه ونحوهما كاستراحة يسيرة لإزالة الملل وشبه ذلك من الضروريات وليس بعاقل من أمكنه درجة ورثة الأنبياء ثم فوقها ثم فوتها. Shafi'i said something very profound. He said حق على طلبة العلم بلوغ غاية جهدهم. A student of knowledge has to push himself to his limits when it comes to seeking knowledge. في الاستكثار من علمه. You want to learn? Go and push yourself to your limits. Limits. You have to basically say, I can't do it now. والصبر على كل عارض دون طلبه. And you have to be patient على كل عارض. Everything that falls, you're patient on it. وإخلاص النية, your intentions are sincere في إدراك علمه نصا واستنباطا, in trying to understand this knowledge. والرغبة إلى الله تعالى في العون عليه, and also you really want help from Allah تبارك وتعالى in doing this. ولذلك يحيى بن أبي كثير, Imam Muslim mentions this in his Sahih, but he brings it in the chapter of Awqatul Salah, the timing of the prayer. This was at a time that Imam Muslim, he brought many narrations. What did he bring? Many narrations. Riwayat Asanid, Muslim brought it. And then Muslim was trying to say, do you know what I went through to get all of these Asanid and Turuq al-Riwayat? Then he mentioned the qawl of Yahya ibn Abi Kathir, where he said, لا يستطاع العلم براحة الجسد. That you will not attain knowledge with a relaxed body. There isn't. You have to go through it. Now Al-Imam Al-Khatib Al-Baghdadi mentioned what's the best times and what's the best places to memorize. أجود أوقات الحفظ الأسحار. Do you want to memorize? Then midnight is the best time, because everybody's asleep, the environment is quiet. ثم نصف النهار. After that is what? Half of the day. ثم الغداة, the ظهر time. وحفظ الليل أنفع. What's better? Which one is better? Night is always better من حفظ النهار. Memorization, night is better. ووقت الجوع أنفع من وقت الشبع. That hunger is better to memorize with than a full stomach. Do you want to memorize? Don't eat, because you don't want your body working on what? Breaking down. Do you understand? That's why Egyptians, they always make a joke about the person eating food all the time. When a person doesn't understand what's going on, أكلت الفول. صح. Did you eat food? That's what they say to him. Why? Because they believe that the body is doing so much work that the brain is not working. And it's true, the ulama, they were very serious when it came to what? Eating. Only because the brain gets clogged when you eat too much, صح? Or when you eat that which isn't good, it gets in the way of your mind. So you can't really focus, you struggle. Hunger, lakin, you see yourself focused, you see everything for what it is. Do you understand? What did he say? لا تخشى بطنك بالطعام تسمنا فجسوم أهل العلم غير السمان. صح. ولذلك محمد بن حسن الشيباني, he was a bit chubby, right? And him and Shafi'i used to debate one and back and forth. Shafi'i said something very tough. He said لا يفلح سمين قط. I didn't say this, wallahi, Shafi'i. That a chubby person will never be successful. Again, disclaimer, I didn't say this. Imam Shafi'i said this. A chubby person will never be successful after Muhammad ibn Hassan. After Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani. Meaning, of course, a person, Shafi'i means like a person who's always about food and let me eat and all of this, don't trust him with your pencil. Why? Because that person, they believe, the Salaf, that's what they would say, is because he's tamma'. And the talib al-ilm, there's no attachment, there's nothing in his mind except one thing, that he's willing to give an-nafis wal-ghali. And you know what's ajib? I read Muhammad Hassan al-Shaybani's biography. كان يصوم 100 يوم في السنة. He would fast 100 days of the year. So 1/3 of the year he is fasting. So Allah, some people are, I'll accept your excuses. Like, I'm, as they say, big boned. Yeah? Yeah? So? Or it's just, what's it called? My metabolism. Yeah? Slowed. We'll take it. Like Muhammad Hassan was like that, rahimahullah ta'ala. He wasn't a person who ate a lot, but he was chubby. And he was a alim. Mm-hmm. So the best time is so hunger. What's the best place to memorize? The best place is وَأَجْوَدُ أَمَاكِنِ الْحِفْظِ الْغُرَفِ. Don't memorize where the people are. A brother wants to memorize in front of the people. So, on the table where the family eating food and everyone's pouring it, he gets his big Alfiyat ibn Malik and he's memorizing while the family is eating. That won't work. If you want to memorize, you have to go to your bedroom. Lock yourself in a room. And even the room that you're going to memorize in, make sure it's got no things stuck on the wall. That's why he said, look, وَلَيْسَ بِمَحْمُودٍ الْحِفْظُ بِحَضْرَةِ النَّبَاتِ. Don't memorize in greenery places. Don't go to Lake District. Yeah, and say, I'm going to memorize in what? Allahumma barik. Lake District is something else. I've never gone down it, but seeing the greenery in Manchester. Yeah? If you say, I'm going to sit in that, what is that going to do to you? It's going to distract you. You can't memorize. وَالْخُضْرَةِ وَالْأَنْهَارِ. You're seeing the fruits and the vegetations and everything, and the rivers and the lakes. How are you going to memorize? وَقَوَارِعُ الطُّرُقِ. Even the roads. You can't memorize like that. تَمْنَعُ غَالِبًا خُلُوَ الْقَلْبِ. Because all of that, what does it do? The heart and mind is meant to be. The best is when you can hear the birds. Khalas. Night. Everyone is asleep. Do you understand, brothers? It's very quiet. That's the best time and the best place to memorize. Hey?
أحسن الله إليكم. وينبغي أن يصبر على جفوة شيخه وسوء خلقه ولا يصده ذلك عن ملازمته واعتقاد كماله ويتأول لأفعاله التي ظاهرها الفساد تأويلات صحيحة.
The sheikh, you see something, you see from your teacher, jafwa. He's not pleasant. He's got problems. The way he deals with people, the way he deals with you, the way he done to you, you see jafwa from your sheikh. وَسُوءُ خُلُقٍ. Bad manners. Let this, first of all, this should not stop you from carrying to benefit from him. The sheikh said, وَلَا يَصُدُّهُ ذَلِكَ عَنْ مُلَازَمَتِهِ. Carry on benefiting from him. وَاعْتِقَادِ كَمَالِهِ. That, and also you still have to believe that Allahumma barik, he is complete. He knows his stuff. وَيَتَأَوَّلُ لِأَفْعَالِهِ. All these actions give justifications for him. Maybe because he's had this. Maybe justifications. Give it to him. هيا.
فما يعجز عن ذلك إلا قليل التوفيق. وإذا جفاه الشيخ ابتدأ هو بالاعتذار وأظهر أن الذنب له والعتب له عليه.
The Shaykh rahimahullah cut you off. He said, never come up to me, don't talk to me, get away from me, get away. He tells it to you. Find a way to come back. You need this knowledge, you're going to lose out. Come back. Say, Shaykh, wallahi, I thought about it. Even if you know you wasn't wrong. Even if you know he wronged you. Go and say, Shaykh, wallahi, it was me. Subhanallah. Nasalullah salamat wal afiyah. Shaykh, I won't do it again. It won't happen again. هيا.
والعتب عليه فذلك أنفع له دينا ودنيا وأبقى لقلب شيخه. وقد قالوا من لم يصبر على ذل التعلم بقي عمره في عماية الجهالة ومن صبر عليه آل أمره إلى عز الآخرة والدنيا. ومنه الأثر المشهور عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما ذللت طالبا فعززت مطلوبا.
So yeah, the person, when a brother wants to marry a sister and she says, nah, don't, he wants to marry the sister, and the family said, no, you don't come to our house, we're not going to give you the girl. The brother's like, no, now I have to do jihad fi sabilillah. And he fights for the sister. And the brother, he does a little khuruj and the billboard in the house and ash-sha'bu yuridu. He does that all for the sister. But why does he not do that patience that he's showing and he's being pushed back? And why does he not do that for his teacher? صح؟ ولذلك ومن طلب الحسناء. The one who's looking for a beautiful woman. What did the poet say? لم يهله المهر أما لم يغله المهر. He does not see the dowry to be a lot. He's going to be like 20,000, yeah, that's minor. Even if he doesn't have anything to his name. Why? Because he wants her. So if you want to seek this knowledge and gain it from the Shaykh, then show a lot of patience. That's what the Shaykh is basically trying to say. Should we take a little break, inshaAllah ta'ala? We're going to resume. Have you guys eaten? Maybe stretch your legs. And then we carry on after the, inshaAllah ta'ala. Today we're going to finish it, bi'idhnillahi al-kareem, inshaAllah ta'ala.